my name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So sometimes you get a bit lucky. And you hit a story that covers all of your interests, all your major interests in one go, which, well done. Quite extraordinary. We're going to be talking about John Barrowman, and sadly his cancellation still continues, and John Barrowman still continues to be awesome through it. I can't imagine how, like, for somebody very gregarious and outgoing, and I think just genuinely loving and likes to be nice to people and make people happy. I think John Barrowman basically likes to make people happy. He's an entertainer. So I imagine this is really painful for him. Honestly, my heart goes out for him. So as Cancellation continues to play, then he continues to be awesome. And at the same time, I saw a tweet from Ethan Van Sciver that really, Ethan Van Sciver is a comic book artist who was cancelled and then cancelled the cancellation. Cancelled the cancellers. He was a comic book artist. He was basically forced out of mainstream comics. He did a lot of Green Lantern stuff. Great artist, just fantastic artist. But because he wasn't an insane leftist, because he didn't hate the former president with an insane hatred, he was forced out, and they basically tried to make him so he couldn't work in the industry anymore. That's why he started his own thing. I think that's really where what I perceive as Comicsgate came from. Independent comic creators selling stuff on YouTube. Funny I should mention that. By the way, independent comic creators selling stuff on YouTube, because that's actually what I'm doing. Go check out my Indiegogo. That'd be freaking awesome. Thank you very much. I've got 2 great graphic novels here. Got Biblical Bible Source, Atheist Creators, Rationalists and Rogues, 220 pages long, kind of like Swamp Thing, Hellblazer, Sandman, early Vertigo books. Very, very biblically accurate. So if you're religious, you should recognize stuff in it. You should like it. If you're not religious, I think you'll just like the story. There's no preaching or polemics in it. Here's the thing. People think the Bible is essentially children's stories. That's because they learned the Bible as like children, 2 and 3 years old. By the time you hit 5, you're out of Sunday school, right? Most people are out of Sunday school, and their understanding and knowledge of the Bible stays at that same level, a 5-year-old level. So of course it's going to seem like children's stories. I know the Bible pretty well, so I think it's a very layered, what's the word? Archetype of story. It's just a stonking great story, It's got magic and sword and sorcery and stuff in it, and it's all, as I said, very biblically accurate. 220 pages long. We also have the Imperium, a love letter to telefancy in the 1960s. I wrote this one. I wrote and drew the other one. This is 105 pages long. We added in 5 pages because the campaign's doing well. I'm just getting the thumbnails in. Basically, imagine Doctor Who, James Bond, Emma Pill, the Black Slab from 2001, and a monkey in a spacesuit. A bit of Prisoner thrown in. A bit of Thunderbirds, and you have an awesome book, an absolutely awesome book, so go check it out. Thank you very much. Click the like button, that'll be fan-freaking-tastic. You get the like button, even though the story is something that I don't think you will like, but hit the like button, that's fantastic. Hit the share button, comment, let me know what you think. I just finished answering up my comments from the last 2 days, and that's when I saw this tweet. I was like, normally I shoot my videos in the morning, but I saw this, I'm like, I gotta shoot this right now. Okay, right now, because this is really, really nails it. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. If you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. Crazy. YouTube are unsubscribing people from me like crazy. So hit the subscribe button. If you can consider subscribing, that'll be very, very nice. Very nice. I don't think there's any other way of saying that would be very, very nice. Thank you very much. Like, share, subscribe, comment, check out my video. I basically told you everything I need to tell you other than the story. Let's go to the story. So let's start off with this quote from Ethan Van Sciver. Before we get to it, let's have a quick little backtrack to the John Barrowman cancellation, which is absolutely insane, right? So it started off with this guy called Noel Clarke being cancelled. Noel Clarke had a group of 20 women accuse him of, well, honestly, not much, really. I mean, I hate to say this. He was accused of making them feel bad more than anything else. There's one thing that seemed to be criminal behavior, but there's no way of substantiating it. There was evidence against it. They said he filmed a a nude audition secretly. And the casting director was in the room and said, no, that's nonsense. It wouldn't, there's no way it's possible. And so if that one's a lie and that was the worst one, I tend to disbelieve. He tend to list everything, but he is totally cancelled. He had a very successful TV show running in the UK, and they cancelled it. They got rid of it before the final episode, right? That's really cancelled. He's super, his career is destroyed. I hope he even Van Skyver's it. Listen, no, if you're watching, which I know you're not, you can go independent, mate. You can go independent. You have a name, you have a voice. People will buy your stuff, right? Go direct to consumer. Go direct to, it's always a good idea. Anyway, so because this guy got cancelled, then a footage of him at a convention from 12 years ago. This is how arcane this is. This like these Salem witch trials we have going on in 2021. This convention footage with him on stage with another actress, Camille Codoria, I think they're talking about this guy, John Barrowman, who is just a bundle of laughs. John Barrowman is just a bundle of loving laughs, and he just loves to entertain. He's a bit of a naughty boy. So apparently it was very well done, and this was very well documented. He would get his dick out a lot on set, like just to entertain people. Like in the clip that I mentioned, Camille Codoria, the actress, said she was in makeup. She looked at her shoulder, and his dick was on her shoulder. Right? And here's the thing. I understand that could be deemed sexual assault. Yeah, but the truth is, there are no plaintiffs in this. There's nobody complaining other than the crazy purple-haired weirdos who are terrified of their own sexuality, which I think that's really the bottom line. But there's no plaintiff. No one's complaining. He apologized again. Still, he's being cancelled. He's being totally cancelled. And then I saw this. So I thought, let's start off over here. Ethan and Sciver, a comic does Moses. Well, shalom. Was a major part of SJW couch culture is after they ruin you, they gaslight everyone that it was your fault. Yes, that's it. Well, you shouldn't have been toxic. You shouldn't have done it. We didn't do this. You got fired for being difficult. You got fired because you were a wasted. And I can certainly see this is how America's going. We're seeing like people with the wrong political opinions, which are mainstream, right? Middle of the road political opinions being denied access to banking because of their political views. How long before they're denied access to housing? Yeah, it's happening. It's actually really happening. It's really disturbing. So you did this. You didn't do this. You got fired for being difficult. They did this to me. They did this to Gina Carano. So if you don't know the Gina Carano story, Gina Carano posted an extremely accurate, well, actually retweeted or whatever you do on Instagram, re-Instagrammed a post that was incredibly accurate, talking about in January, talking about the demonization of anybody on the right. Said this is how the naughty National Socialists from the 1930s were able to do what they do by a campaign of demonization. And she was 100% correct. Listen, I know quite a bit about that period in history. I'm a bit Jewy. I used to work as a in was it Yad Vashem, the Israeli Holocaust memorial. I don't want to call it museum play. It's very cool. If you're ever in Israel, you should really go. It's a bit harrowing, but it's really worth going. You know what they don't have in Israel, which they really should have? Like anybody visiting Israel, they should have in Vegas you have these permanent shows that play like 3 times a day. They should have a permanent fiddler in the roof playing in Israel. Listen, all you Christians coming on pilgrimages, you're going to want to see a bit of fiddler. So I don't know why no one's thought of that. It's quite right. So they did this to me. They did this to Gina Carano. They hope people will forget what they witnessed, and people want to forget. It's awful, right? It's awful. So with that in context, we're going to look at John Barrowman's continuing cancellation. Doctor Who graphic novel centered around. I have to tell you, but I'm a little bit torn about this one because this is bad news for the current era of Doctor Who. The Jodie Whittaker Chris Chibnall era, which clearly had Captain Jack in it. They brought him in for the New Year's Day special. It's the only one that had like vaguely better ratings. I mean, it was in the middle of a pandemic where people were locked in their homes and nothing to do, but still, and it's still got the worst ratings of any special. but anyway, let's forget that. But yeah, so they need him, and I'm sure they plan to bring this guy in to the next season. And look, if you don't watch Doctor Who, it's just like DC Comics, it's just like Marvel Comics, it's just like Star Wars, it's just like Star Trek. It's awful now. It's awful because they hate you if you don't share their insane religion, which changes by the second. Doctor Who graphic novel centered around Captain Jack Harkness on hold after John Barrowman allegation. It's not an allegation. Everybody says, yeah, he did it. It was a laugh, right? No victim. There isn't. I mean, nobody's saying I feel victimized by this. The graphic novel is the latest Captain Jack project to be impacted. Yeah, they had this. It would have been very successful with this audio CD with it's kind of like a book on tape, but with this guy John Barrowman, David Tennant, who played Doctor Who, and was it Yanto? I can't remember the name of the actor, but yeah, that would have been a huge one. People were excited about. No, cancelled. It was in this other thing called Time Fracture, this interactive 2.5 hour theatrical event. I've seen video of it. It looks a bit Andram. I have to tell you, it doesn't look very good. But these sets look excellent, right? So they hired him. They flew him in from LA to do green screen work in costume. He's got white hair now. Dyed his hair, and now they're not using it. They can't, they can't use the footage. I mean, in all fairness, Time Fracture, this only going to be a drop in the bucket in compared to the money they're clearly going to lose, right? I just don't see it going. The graphic novel say Captain Jack project to be impacted. Plans for a Doctor Who graphic novel centering around Captain Jack Harkness are on hold following allegations that John Barrowman had frequently exposed himself on sets of Doctor Who and tortured. It's not an allegation! It's an anecdote! It's different! An anecdote is not an allegation. And he didn't deny it, and he apologised years ago. And like HR got to him and he apologised and didn't do it again, for what I understand. All mention of the graphic novels referred to Doctor Who 2021 event have been removed from Penguin Random House website. So again, look, I feel very bad for the artists working involved. I feel bad for John Barrowman, whoever's working on this book. It's money, right? Work is money, and people like money. Yeah, I don't think people should be denied work. I feel so bad for them. I feel really elated because this is going to hurt the current era of Doctor Who. And again, if you can't stand Disney Star Wars, if you can't stand Alex Kurtzman's Star Trek, you understand wanting these awful bastardizations of things that we love to be hurt, to be destroyed, because we love Star Trek, we love Doctor Who, right? We love Star Wars. We don't want them to be destroyed by this insanity. The now deleted Summer Simpson novel revealed the story tied in directly to episode 2 of the hotly anticipated. It's not hotly anticipated. It's like oh yeah. Again, if you're new to my channel, I do think some form of a biblical apocalypse is coming very, very shortly, in the next few months. The only upside to that is I won't have to see this Doctor Who. Although they're saying it's going to come at the end of the premieres at the end of August. Just kind of when I think the apocalypse might go down. I'm just hoping it comes soon. Okay, that's the only upside. I won't have to see this Doctor Who. Okay, so it swings and roundabouts. Suggesting that Barrowman may have filmed scenes for the upcoming 13th series. They're out. I mean, honestly, I think the Doctor Who, they're just waiting to see if it's cancellation. By the time the episode there, can they uncancel him at that point? The original synopsis tease: in the midst of kicking alien butt and looking good doing it. That's Captain Jack for you. Captain Jack Harkness is suddenly transported through a time window to 19th century Cardiff. Again, yeah, he's already there. Realizing there's more than one thing afoot, he sets out to uncover what Victorian-era Torchwood Institute, the place where he worked, team are up to behind closed doors, hoping to solve the mystery of why time windows are cropping up everywhere. So this sounds like it's going to be a plot point in the next series of Doctor Who. What he finds is very unexpected, and it will certainly leave him needing hands from an old friends. In a statement to the BBC, publishers Titan Comics said, "We have no plans to publish the comic collection at this time. The graphic novel is the latest Captain Jack project to be impacted by allegations following the decision by Doctor Who audio producers Big Finish to halt the release of their Torchwood Absent Friends stories." That's what I was saying earlier. Meanwhile, the producers of Doctor Who Time Fracture have recently confirmed they would no longer be using the pre-recorded segment featuring Barrowman as part of their immersive experience. That must have cost him an absolute fortune, right? That must cost him like an absolute freaking fortune. That's just insane, right? That is just absolutely insane. The allegations about Barrowman emerged after the 2014 video featuring his co-star Noel Clarke serves in the clip. Man, Noel Clarke must be. This is the bit I think Noel Clarke feels the worst about. Noel Clarke has been accused of sexual harassment on the set of Doctor Who and denies the allegations, said Barrowman would expose himself on the production. It's worth finding that video because it's funny. It's a funny, I'm like, yeah. Several crew members have recently spoken to The Guardian about Barrowman's behaviour. One allegedly said he would get his genitals out on a regular basis. Okay. In the rap party for Doctor Who, this era of Doctor Who was created. It was run by Russell T Davies. They had, you do songs and things. They put it on the internet, right? They did a song. They did a song, and it mentioned Johnny B getting his dick out, right? It was a thing. It was not an allegation. It's no more an allegation than saying, I'm a bit Jewish, right? That's not an allegation. That's just where we are, mate. That's just where we are. It was a kind of accepted that was his thing. Exactly. And again, no one's complaining, which is, like me, I'll be like, oh, John, keep it away, mate. Barrowman addressed his latest allegation statement released to The Guardian. He said his high-spirited behaviour was only ever intended in good humour to entertain his colleagues on set backstage. And that is John Barrowman, right? That is John Barrowman entirely. He wants to entertain you. He wants you to smile. And I did think that's kind of nice. There's not many people out there like that. And he also has the ability to make you smile. He's very charming. Like that. How charming is he? Okay, I'm a rabbi. I'm a Bible-thumping creationist, right? I believe in all the Old Testament fire and brimstone stuff. He's super gay. He's a super gay, gregarious guy. We should, an atheist, and we should have a lot we disagree about. I freaking love John Barrowman. Why? Because he's freaking lovely. Why wouldn't I love him? He had, with a benefit of hindsight, I understand that that upset may have been caused by my exuberant behaviour. I don't think it was. That's the thing. I really don't think it was, and I apologise for this previously. But since my apology in November 2008, my understanding and behaviour have also changed. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because, again, they want you to forget, that nobody's complaining, right? And if you go on Doctor Who Twitter, you see weird stuff. Let's go back to this again. Yeah, a major part of SJW cancel culture is that after they ruin you, they gaslight, saying, well, well, it's his fault. He did something despicable. And that's what they do. And you didn't do it. They always act like they're so freaking holy. They really, genuinely make me want to retch. They really absolutely do. So, listen, bad news for Barrowman. Bad news for whoever's working on the comic. Bad news for Titan Comics. It's bad news for everybody apart from purple-haired weirdos who have systematically destroyed, I was going to say Doctor Who, but Star Trek, Doctor Who, Star Wars, DC Comics, Marvel Comics. How much have they destroyed Doctor Who? And I'm really kind of glad that, this is about this one aspect. This is a silver lining. That they destroyed Doctor Who so much that you can't sew anything with the current Doctor Who, Jodie Whittaker. You always have to bring in other people like Captain Jack or whoever. So every year they release a Doctor Who, like a hardback book called the Doctor Who Annual, right? And where is it? It's over here. And normally it has the star of Doctor Who on the cover, right? This is the cover for the for this year. No, like no mention of the current Doctor Who, who's awful, who's a virtue signaling moron. Absolutely awful. And you know, you have the official Doctor Who magazine. She's never on the cover. Back when, before they arrived, you'd have the person who stopped playing Doctor Who at the time on the cover about 80% of the time, 70 to 80% of the time. She's not even on the cover of the frickin' annual. Are you? And they needed Captain Jack to save them. Captain Jack is cancelled, baby. Bad news for John Barrowman. Maybe good news for me. Because this will help torpedo any hope of this Doctor Who continuing. Although, I can't believe they're making another 8 episodes. That still, to this day, completely amazes me. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.